जय सलमान, बैठ आपके निरीक्षक ले आ जाइए सलमान।
महामहिम राष्ट्रपति श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू का गणतंत्र दिवस पर राष्ट्र को संबोधन करने, कुछ अंश अंग्रेजी में होंगे और कुछ अंश हिंदी में। माय डियर फेलो सिटीजन्स, नमस्कार। प्रसन्नता हो रही है। गणतंत्र दिवस की पूर्व संध्या पर मैं आप सबको हार्दिक बधाई देती हूँ। आज सिटीजन्स असेंबली आफ्टर नियरली 3 years of debates adopted the Constitution on 26 November in 1949. Divas, that is Constitution Day, since 2015. Republic Day is indeed a matter. This has been the time when the long dormant soul of India has awakened again, taking strides to regain its rightful place in the community of nations. Among the oldest civilization, India was one rule led to utter poverty. आज के दिन सबसे पहले हम उन शूरवीरों को याद करते हैं जिन्होंने मां से बड़ी कुर्बानियां दी हैं। उनमें से कुछ स्वाधीनता सेनानियों के बारे में लोग जानते हैं, लेकिन बहुतों के बारे में उन्हें स्वाधीनता सेनानियों में शामिल हैं जिनकी भूमिका को राष्ट्रीय इतिहास के संदर्भ में अब समुचित महत्व दिया जा रहा है। To have the likes of Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, and Baba Saheb Ambedkar, equality and fraternity, these are not theoretical concepts that we came to learn in modern times. They have always been part of our civilizational heritage. It also explains why do Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, Suchita Kriplani, Hansaben Mehta, and Malati Chaudhary, when women's equality was only a destination. The Constitution has become a living document because civic virtues have been the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes. For example, there have been pre-metric and post-metric scholarships, national fellowships. There have been dedicated schemes for aiming for the socio-economic development of scheduled tribe communities, including Dharti Abha Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan. Last decade has created a platform that will support growth for decades to come. The way the government has, where our players have scripted thrilling success stories. Last year, our athletes made a mark in the Olympic Games. In the
जय सर, परेड समाप्ति पर परेड को छोड़ने की अनुमति का धन्यवाद। जय सर।
as we come together to celebrate a day of the 76th Republic Day of India. At the outset, let me wish each of you a happy 76th Republic Day, ladies and gentlemen. All of India, a testament to the nation's democratic spirit and the enduring legacy of its constitution.
अपनी आर्थिक साझेदारी में इन्वेस्टमेंट लेड ग्रोथ
Today, on this special occasion of the 76th Republic,
मेरे लिए सर्वोच्च सम्मान का विषय है कि मैं भारत की महामहिम राष्ट्रपति श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू का गणतंत्र दिवस पर राष्ट्र को संबोधन करने का अवसर मिल रहा है। मेरे संबोधन कुछ अंश अंग्रेजी में होंगे और कुछ अंश हिंदी में। माय डियर फेलो सिटीजन्स, नमस्कार। इस ऐतिहासिक अवसर पर आप सबको संबोधित करते हुए मुझे बहुत प्रसन्नता हो रही है। गणतंत्र दिवस की पूर्व संध्या पर मैं आप सबको हार्दिक बधाई देती हूँ। आज से 75 वर्ष पहले 26 जनवरी के दिन ही भारत गणराज्य का आधार ग्रंथ यानी भारत का संविधान लागू हुआ था। The Constituent Assembly, after nearly 3 years of debates, adopted the Constitution on 26 November in 1949. That day, 26 November, has been celebrated as Samvidhan Divas, that is Constitution Day, since 2015. Republic Day is indeed a matter of collective joy and pride for all citizens. 75 years, someone might say, is only the blink of an eye in the life of a nation. No, I will say not these past 75 years. This has been the time when the long dormant soul of India has awakened again, taking strides to regain its rightful place in the community of nations. Among the oldest civilization, India was once known as source of knowledge and wisdom. There, however, came a dark phase, and inhuman exploitation under colonial rule led to utter poverty. आज के दिन सबसे पहले हम उन शूरवीरों को याद करते हैं जिन्होंने मातृभूमि को विदेशी शासन की बेड़ियों से मुक्त कराने के लिए बड़ी से बड़ी कुर्बानियां दी हैं। उनमें से कुछ स्वाधीनता सेनानियों के बारे में लोग जानते हैं, लेकिन बहुतों के बारे में उन्हें जानकारी नहीं थी। इस वर्ष हम भगवान बिरसा मुंडा की 150वीं जयंती मना रहे हैं। वे ऐसे अग्रणी स्वाधीनता सेनानियों में शामिल हैं जिनकी भूमिका को राष्ट्रीय इतिहास के संदर्भ में अब समुचित महत्व दिया जा रहा है। In the early decades of the 20th century, their struggles consolidated in an organized nationwide independence movement. It was the nation's good fortune to have the likes of Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, and Baba Saheb Ambedkar, who helped it rediscover its democratic ethos, justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. These are not theoretical concepts that we came to learn in modern times. They have always been part of our civilizational heritage. It also explains why the critics who were cynical about the future of the Constitution and the Republic when India had newly become independent were proven so thoroughly wrong. The composition of our Constituent Assembly was also a testimony to our republican values. It had representatives from all parts and all communities of the country. Most notably, it had 15 women among its members, including stalwarts such as Sarojini Naidu, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, Suchita Kriplani, Hansaben Mehta, and Malati Chaudhary. When women's equality was only a distant ideal in many parts of the world, in India, women were actively contributing in shaping the destiny of the nation. The Constitution has become a living document because civic virtues have been part of our moral compass for millennia. The Constitution provides the ultimate foundation of our collective identity as Indians. It binds us together as a family. For 75 years now, it has guided the path of our progress. Today, let us humbly express our gratitude to Dr. Ambedkar, who chaired the drafting committee, other distinguished members of the Constituent Assembly, various officers associated with, and others who worked hard and bequeathed us this wonderful document. भाइयों और बहनों, संविधान लागू होने के बाद के 75 वर्ष हमारे युवा गणतंत्र की सर्वांगीण प्रगति के साक्षी हैं। स्वाधीनता के समय और उसके बाद भी देश के बड़े हिस्से में घोर गरीबी और भुखमरी की स्थिति बनी हुई थी, लेकिन हमारा आत्मविश्वास कभी डिगा नहीं। हमने ऐसी परिस्थितियों के निर्माण का संकल्प लिया जिनमें सभी को विकास करने का अवसर मिल सके। हमारे किसान भाई बहनों ने कड़ी मेहनत की और हमारे देश को खाद्यान्न उत्पादन में आत्मनिर्भर बनाया। हमारे मजदूर भाई बहनों ने अथक परिश्रम करके हमारे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर का कायाकल्प कर दिया है। उनके शानदार प्रदर्शन के बल पर आज भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था विश्व के आर्थिक परिदृश्य को प्रभावित कर रही है। आज का भारत अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंचों पर नेतृत्व की स्थिति हासिल कर रहा है। संविधान में निर्धारित रूपरेखा के बिना ये व्यापक परिवर्तन संभव नहीं हो सकता था। In recent years, the economic growth rate has remained persistently high, creating job opportunities for our youth, putting more money in the hands of farmers and laborers, and also lifting more people out of poverty. The bold and far-sighted economic reforms will sustain this trend in the years to come. Inclusion is the cornerstone of our growth saga, distributing the fruits of development as widely as possible. as the government continues to assign top priority to financial inclusion initiatives such as Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Mudra, Stand Up India, and Atal Pension Yojana have been expanded to provide more people access to a variety of financial support schemes. Equally importantly, the government has redefined the notion of welfare, making basic necessities such as housing and access to drinking water a matter of entitlement. Every effort is being made to extend a helping hand to the marginalized communities, particularly of the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes. For example, there have been pre-metric and post-metric scholarships, national fellowships, overseas scholarships, hostel and coaching facilities for the youth from the scheduled caste communities. The Pradhan Mantri Anusuchit Jati Abhyudaya Yojana is making progress in reducing poverty among the scheduled caste communities by adding employment and income generation opportunities. There have been dedicated schemes for aiming for the socio-economic development of scheduled tribe communities, including Dharti Abha Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan and Pradhan Mantri Janjati Adivasi Nyay Maha Abhiyan, PM Janman. A development and welfare board has been constituted for the denotified, nomadic, and semi-nomadic communities. Meanwhile, the focus on physical infrastructure development, including roads and railways, ports and logistics hubs, over the past decade has created a platform that will support growth for decades to come. The way the government has used technology in the field of finance has been exemplary. A variety of digital payment solutions as well as system of direct benefit transfer has promoted inclusion, bringing a significant number of people within the formal system. In the process, within a few years, we have created a robust digital public infrastructure that is among the best in the world. The banking system has been in a healthy condition after a series of bold measures, such as the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, effecting a substantial reduction in the non-performing assets of the scheduled commercial banks. भाइयों और बहनों, वर्ष 1947 में हमने स्वाधीनता प्राप्त कर ली थी, लेकिन औपनिवेशिक मानसिकता के कई अवशेष लंबे समय तक विद्यमान रहे। हाल के दौर में उस मानसिकता को बदलने के लिए ठोस प्रयास हमें दिखाई दे रहे हैं। ऐसे प्रयासों में इंडियन पीनल कोड, क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड और इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट के स्थान पर भारतीय न्याय संहिता, भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता और भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम को लागू करने का निर्णय सर्वाधिक उल्लेखनीय है। न्याय शास्त्र की भारतीय परंपराओं पर आधारित इन नए अधिनियमों द्वारा दंड के स्थान पर न्याय प्रदान करने की भावना को आपराधिक न्याय प्रणाली के केंद्र में रखा गया है। इसके अलावा इन नए कानूनों में महिलाओं और बच्चों के विरुद्ध अपराधों पर काबू पाने को सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता दी गई है। Reforms of such magnitude require an audacity of vision. Another measure that promises to redefine the terms of good governance is the bill introduced in Parliament to synchronize election schedules in the country. The One Nation, One Election plan can promote consistency in governance, prevent policy paralysis, mitigate resource diversion, and reduce the financial burden, apart from offering many other benefits. There has also been a fresh engagement with our civilizational heritage. The ongoing Mahakumbh can be seen as an expression of the richness of that heritage. An exciting array of initiatives is underway in the domain of culture to preserve and revitalize our traditions and customs. India is a hub of great linguistic diversity. In order to conserve as well as celebrate this richness, the government has recognized Assamese, Bengali, Marathi, Pali, and Prakrit as classical languages. This category already includes Tamil, Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, and Odia. The government is proactively promoting research in 11 classical languages now. I look forward to the completion of India's first archaeological experiential museum in Vadnagar of Gujarat, being developed next to an excavation site that shows evidence of human settlement from around 800 BC. The museum will bring together in one place a wide range of arts, crafts, and cultural elements from different eras. Dear fellow citizens, it is, after all, our young generation that is going to shape the India of tomorrow. Education, in turn, shapes these young minds. Therefore, the government has increased its investment in education and made every effort to improve every parameter related to this sector. The results so far have been more than encouraging. The last decade has transformed education in terms of quality of learning, physical infrastructure, and digital inclusion. For the medium of instruction, the regional languages are promoted at more levels. it is not surprising that there has been a notable improvement in the performance of students. I am glad to learn that women teachers have played a crucial role in this transformation, since more than 60% of those who became teachers in the last decade are women. The expansion and mainstreaming of vocational and skill education is a welcome development. This is also supplemented now by the scheme to provide our youth internship opportunities in the corporate sector. With a stronger foundation of the school-level education, India has been scaling new heights in various branches of knowledge, particularly in science, along with technology. For example, India stands 6th in terms of intellectual property filings in the world. We have consistently moved upwards in our ranking in the Global Innovation Index from 48th position in 2020 to 39 in 2024. बढ़ते आत्मविश्वास के साथ हम अनेक प्रयासों के बल पर अत्याधुनिक अनुसंधान में अपनी भागीदारी बढ़ा रहे हैं। नेशनल क्वांटम मिशन का उद्देश्य प्रौद्योगिकी के इस नए क्षेत्र में एक जीवंत और नवीन इकोसिस्टम को विकसित करना है। एक अन्य उल्लेखनीय शुरुआत नेशनल मिशन ऑन इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी साइबर फिजिकल सिस्टम से संबंधित है। इसके तहत आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, मशीन लर्निंग, रोबोटिक्स और साइबर सिक्योरिटी जैसी अनेक प्रौद्योगिकियों पर कार्य करने की योजना है। इन प्रौद्योगिकियों को कुछ समय पहले तक फ्यूचरिस्टिक समझा जाता था, लेकिन अब वे तेजी से हमारे दैनिक जीवन का हिस्सा बनती जा रही हैं। The Genome India project has been not only an exciting venture in exploring nature, it is also a very table-defining moment in the history of science in India. Under its flagship program, the genome sequencing of 10,000 Indians have been made available for further research only this month. This path-breaking project will open new vistas in biotechnology research and also give a fillip to the public healthcare system. The Indian Space Research Organization has been taking giant leaps in space in recent years. This month, the ISRO once again made the nation proud with its successful space docking experiment. India has now become the 4th country in the world to have this capability. Our increasing confidence levels as a nation are also reflected in the arena of sports and games, where our players have scripted thrilling success stories. Last year, our athletes made a mark in the Olympic Games. In the Paralympic Games, we sent our largest ever contingent who came back with a best ever performance. Our chess champions impressed the world, as did indeed our men and women who won the gold at the FIDE Chess Olympiad. The achievements in the sports during the year 2024 were capped by D. Gukesh, who became the youngest world chess champion. Supported by a great improvement in training facilities at the ground level, these sportspersons have made us proud with their winning drive and inspired the next generation to aim higher and higher. Our brothers and sisters living abroad have taken the best of our culture and civilization to different parts of the globe and have made us proud with their achievements in diverse fields. They have always considered themselves to be part of the India. As I said at the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas earlier this month, I am confident of their proactive and enthusiastic participation in the making of a Viksit Bharat, a developed India, by the year 2047. भाइयों और बहनों, विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में महत्वपूर्ण और उल्लेखनीय प्रगति के बल पर हम अपना सिर ऊंचा करके भविष्य की ओर कदम बढ़ा रहे हैं। हमारे युवा, विशेषकर हमारी बेटियां, देश के उज्जवल भविष्य का निर्माण करेंगी। जब हम अपनी स्वतंत्रता की शताब्दी मना रहे होंगे, तब के भारत का उज्जवल भविष्य हमारे युवाओं के सपनों में आकार ले रहा है। और जब आज के बच्चे वर्ष 2005 की 26 जनवरी के दिन राष्ट्र ध्वज को सलामी दे रहे होंगे, तब वे अपनी अगली पीढ़ी को ये बता रहे होंगे कि हमारे देश की गौरव यात्रा हमारे अतुलनीय संविधान से प्राप्त मार्गदर्शन के बिना संभव ना हुई होती। हमारी भावी पीढ़ियां विश्व पटल पर स्वाधीन भारत के आदर्शों को चरितार्थ करेंगी। मैं राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी के संदेश का उल्लेख करना चाहूँगी। बापू ने कहा था, यदि स्वराज्य का अभिप्राय हमें सभ्य बनाना और हमारी सभ्यता को शुद्ध और स्थायी बनाना नहीं है, तो इसकी कोई कीमत नहीं है। हमारी सभ्यता का सार ये है कि अपने सभी मामलों में, चाहे वे राजनीतिक हों या निजी, नैतिकता को सर्वोत्तम स्थान दिया जाए। आइए आज के दिन हम गांधी जी के सपनों को साकार करने के लिए अपनी प्रतिबद्धता को दोहराएं। सत्य और अहिंसा को उनके आदर्श विश्व समुदाय के लिए प्रासंगिक बने रहेंगे। उन्होंने हमें यह सीख भी दी थी कि अधिकार और कर्तव्य एक ही सिक्के के दो पहलू हैं। सच तो ये है कि कर्तव्य ही अधिकार का वास्तविक स्रोत है। सभी के प्रति करुणा के बारे में उनकी शिक्षा को भी हम याद करें। वे कहते थे कि हमें केवल मनुष्यों के प्रति नहीं, बल्कि अपने आसपास के पशु पक्षियों, पेड़ पौधों, नदियों
और पहाड़ों के प्रति भी संवेदना का भाव रखना चाहिए। Each of us must contribute to the efforts to counter the global threat of climate change. There have been 2 exemplary initiatives in this regard. At the global level, India is leading a mass movement called Mission Lifestyle for Environment to inspire individuals and communities to be more proactive in protecting and preserving the environment. Last year, on World Environment Day, we launched a unique campaign, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, paying tribute to the nurturing power of our mothers as well as of our mother nature. Its target of planting 80 crore seedlings was achieved well ahead of the deadline. The world can learn from such innovative moves that people can adopt as their own movements. Dear fellow citizens, let me once again congratulate you all on the occasion of Republic Day. My congratulations to the soldiers guarding our borders as well as police and paramilitary personnel keeping it safe within the borders. My congratulations also to the members of the judiciary, the bureaucracy, and our missions abroad. My best wishes to you in all your endeavors. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.